Hey everyone, this is Joe from Gentleman Stationer, and I am here outside Vanness Pen Shop in Little Rock, Arkansas. You may have been following me on the blog as I've been at the Arkansas Pen Show all week this week. We had our shop set up at the show. It was a great weekend, but I thought I would visit our friends at Vaness, show off their shop a little bit if you're in the Little Rock area, and also I am planning to buy a pen. And I'm going to take you through the process of purchasing a pen in person at a local shop and talk a little bit about the advantages of shopping in person as opposed to online. So let's go over towards the door and we'll go inside and look around. I always love coming to Vanness because you have basically wall-to-wall counters of pens, ink, and notebooks. We're not quite there yet in Nashville, but we can always aspire. And I'm going to check out two models of Leonardo pens, which Vanness carries, and we're all set up to take a closer look. Okay, welcome back. So Lisa was kind enough to pull together the two models of Leonardo pens. Leonardo is an Italian pen company that's based in Naples, Italy. And there's two models that I'm interested in. Here on the right, you've got the Momento Zero Nuvola, and on the left, you have the Furore Zen. None of these pens right now have nibs in them, and that's one of the things we wanted to talk about because there's two things that I wanted to see in person when I came to view these pens. On the Nuvola, this is a pen that I've wanted for a long time because I love this cream and blue, like gray blue swirled cloud pattern. But one thing you'll notice is that no two pens are alike. If you come and shop in person at a pen shop, you have the opportunity to pick the specific pen that you like the best as opposed to picking the pen online where the retailer doesn't really have a way to pair your preferences or your specific preferences to your purchase. So I specifically held out until my trip to Arkansas to come because I wanted to see these in person. Now, I am probably going to lean towards this pen because I like more gray than more cream. So having selected my pen for the Nuvola, I'm now going to select a nib, but while I might not end up picking up this pen, I did want to talk a little bit about the Furore. Because it was a pen that I wanted to see in person. It's got a gorgeous material, and Lisa can tell you a little bit about the differences between the two models.
So first of all, we would take a look at the shape difference. That's going to be the biggest difference with these models. If you take a look at the shape here, we have more of a squared off and rounded end here. We have more of a pointed, like a cigar shape here. If you can see the differences in that way. Now, of course, the clips are the same on both models, and they have these little rings right here. They're going to be the same on both models, but you can see the effect is quite different whenever even though they're similar in size, technically, they're quite different.
How about showing them the difference between the Momento Zero Grande and the Momento Zero? Because I think that is that's something that a lot of people ask about. I know I get a lot of questions on the website with the two different sizes of Leonardo pens.
So here's the Grande 2. Here's the what I'd call standard size.
The standard Momento Zero.
Yeah. So you can see, I'm not as good at doing this. So you can see the diameter is quite different, but also the length is different when we put them, we can't do that.
I would say the Momento Zero Grande has about a third to a quarter of an inch additional length than the Momento Zero Standard, and it's slightly more, it's slightly thicker. If you're a poster like I am and you like to post your pens, and I can show you this.
This is also a bottle filler.
And it is a piston filler. But you can see that, if you're a poster like I am, this pen obviously doesn't have a nib in it. The Momento Zero Grande can be rather large. Okay, welcome back. So having chosen my pen, I'm now going to choose a nib to go with it. And the beauty of shopping in person is that you can pick whichever nib you specifically want in your pen. I've looked at the Leonardo Extra Fine. Right now, it's a little bit too fine for the type of writing that I've been doing recently. And I've also been on a kick where I've been grinding most of my nibs that are medium or broader into a Kodachi or an Architect, which I'll talk about in a separate video soon. But I think right now I'm going to choose between a medium. Lisa has pulled 2 medium nibs from Leonardo. While these nibs are both the same size, not all nibs necessarily write the same, and Lisa can tell you a little bit about the variability between them. I'm going to choose the one with the most tipping, given that I'll probably want to get this nib ground at some point in the future.
So these are both Jowo nibs. Sometimes people call them Jowo, but they are going to be, they tune them in-house. So that's a plus from ordering for Leonardo. They do tune the nibs because the nibs, no 2 nibs are made the same, even if they are made in the same factory. So you can see even on the ends here, you can have just a little bit of difference in the tipping, or you might have a little bit of difference in the, like, how they're seated in the pen. There's just a little bit of variation. And so everybody kind of has to try it for themselves to see what works best for them. And you can see underneath, I don't know if you can see it up close, but if you look really closely, you can see that there's just slightly different amounts of tipping on the end. And that's just that little kind of ball.
Am I right in seeing that this one has slightly more tipping?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like it to me as well.
And I think that's the one I'm going to choose. So could you go ahead and install that one in the pen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Changing nibs on pens like Leonardo that use Jowo threading on the nib units is very easy. One of the great things about having these types of pens is that you can accumulate over time a large number of nibs that you can swap in and out of your pen. And this being a cartridge converter filler, it's going to fill with a short international ink cartridge or a threaded ink converter, allowing you to fill from the bottle. And that looks great. So you all are going to be seeing this pen more in the future. I'm going to do a specific video on the Leonardo Momento Zero because it's one of my favorite models on the market. It's a very classic design. It's a vintage inspired pen, and I haven't done enough content on it, and I want to tell you all more about this pen. So thanks for following along, and see you soon. So for the remainder of this video, I thought I would do a short voiceover as I go back through my filmed walkthrough of the Vanness shop. The great thing about Vaness is they've been around forever, so since 1938, so they've got pretty much every brand available. You see Tom's Studio. You're also going to see Rickshaw Bagworks and the 2 exclusive collaborations with Leigh Reyes and Anna Reinert of the Well Appointed Disc, both friends of mine, so please go check those out if you get a chance. We'll walk you through the clearance section and also through the ink and paper displays, which are very nicely laid out throughout the store. Vaness is a great spot if you're ever in the Little Rock area, and I highly encourage you to stop by. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow, and I'll drop links to some of the products that we talk about in the notes.